Today we make the one thing that will change what you need changed in your body. The most delicious chicken soup ever. Happy New Year. And I'm gonna say what I believe needs to be said. You're fat. There it is. I just laid it out like a brand new area rug. Okay, maybe I'm fat. Maybe some of us are fat. Look, there's been Thanksgiving and the turkey and stuffing omelets. And by the way, if you haven't made a stuffing omelet, then click on the description, the button to find out how to make a stuffing omelet, because it's one of the greatest food joys in life. But you worked your way through Thanksgiving. You ate everything and you felt full. But then we rolled right into Christmas and cocktail parties and appetizers and alcohol up the ass, and then duck and goose and roast beef and filet and macaroni. Whatever you ate, you ate. And now look at us. I'm literally sucking in my stomach as we speak. That's not a good thing. But I'm not one of these people that can just eat fucking carrots for the next 3 months to bring this down. I can't do it. I need something delicious. We promised this before the holidays. I need something delicious, and 90% of the time it needs to be warm. So we're making a chicken soup today. And this is a chicken soup that you don't need any previous chicken stocking experience for. You can do this with shelf stock and a shelf chicken. I don't mean shelf chicken. I mean a deli roasted chicken. And in about 40 minutes from now, you're going to be eating so large, you will be happy. And your stomach will be happy because it's basically just protein. Does that sound good?
Hell yeah.
He said, hell yeah. Max and I are not getting along all that well right now. I'd just like to bring that out. I think that makes us more real. I'm a father, he's a son. We don't always get along. Like sometimes father-sons don't get along. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Speaking of has anybody noticed I have asked Siri to do things lately and she has said uh-huh or mm-hmm. Have you noticed that? Anybody here?
I don't use Siri.
There's our poll. What? Jilly doesn't use Siri. Here's our poll. Has Siri given you the more casual or lately? Curious about that. All right, here's the deal. Vegetables, aromatics, pot, broth, chicken, out. We start with the vegetables. And here's the vegetables we're starting with. Carrots, celery, onion. We're gonna cut them all up and put them in a pot. Onion first. And we're gonna go this way and then this way. One sort of medium-sized onion should do. This goes into the pot. In we go. We'll add a little avocado oil. That will start to do its thing. Carrots will be next. Look, if you want to peel them, but I like the naturalness of the whole thing. So I'm very happy to leave it. And these go in. And now the celery. Look, you can cut it any way you want, but I just think on a little diagonal makes it a little bit more interesting. And these go in. And we mix. We're gonna let these guys soften for a couple minutes. And when everything's softened, we'll add some garlic. Oh, nice. A couple big cloves. Give it a quick mix. And then some fresh thyme, a bay leaf. Love a bay leaf. A little mix. You know, the bay leaf is kind of old school, but it adds just a really nice kind of, I don't know what it is, It just adds a really beautiful fragrance to the whole thing. Now we're going to add 8 cups of chicken broth. We'll stir. Bring it to a boil. And when it does, we'll turn it down and give it about 10 minutes of simmering. Chicken broth is kind of important to this. So if you've made your own, more power to you, and that will be the best one you can get. If you haven't, you can buy those boxes of broth in the store, and they're okay. Some are better than others. There's a very popular soup company that makes cans of like chicken broth or something. I'm not sure that that's the thing that I would buy. I'm just saying. I like this one. Not sponsors at all. This is called Better Than Bouillon, and here's what I like. It's this pasty concentrate.
It's spilling out?
It's spilling out. Shit. It's this, they call it a chicken base. This is the roasted chicken version. They make a beef one that I have. Look, right on the edge. But this is really good. You need a cup of chicken broth, a teaspoon of this, in a cup of boiling or very, very hot water. You've got it. So this is what I used. I like this. This sets the general level of flavor for me. So look for a good one if you haven't made your own. I think you'll like this. Look, this is one of the most nourishing, comforting soups you could ever have. So you want it to be good all the way up, right? Right?
Right.
We love each other again, don't we? Sweetheart. And when it comes to a boil, we turn it way down. We slow it way down. We let it come to a simmer, and we're going to give it about 10 minutes or so at this gentle little simmer. A few bubbles, not constant, to help really intensify the flavors of this little soup that's going to melt pounds away from our bodies. And by the way, I said melt pounds away. I didn't mean that, so don't sue me if you gain weight and don't lose weight, because I don't know what else you do the rest of the time. And when this part's done, there's noodles and chicken, and we're on the home stretch. Next up is chicken and noodles. Let me show you the chicken. Remember a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, we did the, what's it called? Slow roasted chicken?
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh my God. Takes a little bit longer, but it comes out amazing. So that's what this is. And I've shredded it up once it came out of the oven and was cool enough to touch. But I just want to show you, because every so often I'll say, I shred the chicken, and people go, what are you talking about? So this is what I mean. Come look. You see this? Here's a piece of, I don't know, whatever. Shredding is this. Just pulling it apart like that into bite-sized pieces. And if they're a little bit larger, that's cool too. But that's all you want to do. Just shred it. There you go. Okay? Now we're going to go with a couple cups of this. And before we put it in, we'll remove the bay leaf, because it might become hard to find. And now, a couple big ass handfuls of the chicken go in here. Fantastic. Okay, a little bit more. Who cares? Let's make it good. And now this is the time for our noodles. And here's what we're using. This is an Asian egg noodle. Look, you can use the big wide ass ones. You can use anything you want, but I like these guys. This is about 6 ounces. So we'll put these kids in. God, I hope I didn't put too much noodle in. Shit. I think I might have. And now the noodle will soften, the chicken will warm. We're gonna come back and revisit this in about 5 minutes and see if I've made a horrible mistake, which I'm feeling I have. The beginning of new year, new body, new you is about to happen. We're 3 very simple ingredients away from that soup being consumed and beginning to transform you from the inside out. I'm feeling like Tony Robbins here. Come on, let's see what this is. And as suspected, I may have overdone the noodles a bit, which only means You just add more broth as you take out broth and still have a ton of noodles there. But here's what we're gonna add. 1 small splash of soy, maybe a tablespoon. And you know what that's gonna do to the flavor. It's gonna amp everything up in the most umami-like savory way. We're gonna add kosher salt and pepper because we haven't done that yet, and it's very important. And then we're gonna add a little handful of parsley to just scatter a little beautiful greenness and flavor throughout. And then we stir. Oh man, I wish you could stand right here and smell this. I wish you could smell this. And when you've done that, it comes off the stove and we eat. Boom. Wow. I am all about this. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get some noodles with tongs and put them in to our bowl. Then we're gonna get some chicken and vegetables. Come on, you. In here as well. Oh boy. This. Some of this. And a little bit more of, don't make a mess of this. And this. Tiny bit more chicken right here. Come on, don't make a mess, please. And then the broth, because this is the very important part right here. Broth right there. And then I always like a tiny bit more parsley on top. And look at that. Do you know how good that's gonna be? Do you know how good that's gonna be for you? Look at the deep color, starting with the broth, that everything being added to it, the soy sauce right there at the end. Bite time, come on. Broth first. It takes me back to a time when I was a little kid having chicken noodle soup, but elevated. The thyme, the garlic, wow. And now you get some noodles and you get some chicken, if you can. You get a fork. And now you get some chicken and now you get some noodles. Look at the steam. Oh, it's gonna be really hot. But do you hear that? Do you hear that? There was a half a pound slipping off my body. Maybe 3/4. Yeah, okay, so like if you're not gonna eat every noodle in the pot, but holy shit. This for me is eating well and healthy and delicious. And the carrots in here still have a little texture to them. Not too much, but enough. I hate it when they're just like, you could just look at them and they just like dissolve, disintegrate. Okay. Deli roasted chicken, or you make our slow roasted chicken off of a past episode. Chicken stock or broth you've either made or you've bought, and everything else just goes together like that. And this is what you end up with. The most delicious, healthy, wonderful, perfect thing to start the new year with. We care about you. That's why we did this today. Thanks for hanging out with us.